Welcome to episode 62 of the Chalk Dinosaur podcast, and on this episode, I'm joined again by guest host Tim Zahren, who is a longtime friend and supporter, and he's been listening since the first album in 2009. And I'll also be joined for the first time by guest Nick O'Halloran, who is my brother and plays drums in the band, and also does some writing. So for Electric Biscuit, we developed that whole album together, but the first three songs, Pillars of Creation, Right All the Time, and Electric Biscuit, he was the primary songwriter on those three songs, and he also contributed a lot of the production elements for the first time with that one. Stuck in Between, he was an equal partner in developing that album, and particularly Stuck in Between, the intro guitar groove, that part was written by Nick, and Pattern Recognition, the instrumentals for that song were a Nick idea. So he was primary writer for the instrumentals on those two songs, and Spectrum, he was an equal collaborator and drummer for that album. That album was made with me, Nick, John Henderson, and our former bass player, Andrew Belcastro. Stuck in Between was the same cast, but with Michael Berger on bass. He helped develop some of the music on With You, which was a COVID EP fundraiser type of thing. And he wrote the song Peace of Mind and sang on it, his only vocal appearance. He helped develop the album Sprout as a equal collaborator with me, John Henderson, and Andrew Belcastro. And he appears on some other random things. In Star Blazer, that's when we had started playing together as a duo, and so a couple of the songs on there were kind of the result of us preparing for some shows and preparing live stuff. So Interlinked, Prawn Bin, Sunbob, Karma Voodoo, and Don Dynamite, those were all ideas that we were developing for live performance with our duo arrangement. And so he was a co-developer, collaborator on those. And Crystal Coast, he was co-writer on Emerald Club. He came over and we wrote that song and recorded it together. And then the first appearance on an album is 2016 on the album Flow State. He came over and we wrote and recorded Groovy Jam together, track number 12. So there it is. And I just hit record to start this podcast, so it kind of cuts into the middle of a conversation because it was just going, and there's no formal intro. So that's what I wanted to do here, and hope you enjoy the podcast, and thank you for listening.
Throw up violently, apparently, according to like all the videos I've seen. It's just people throwing up in buckets,
and then like screaming inside and like petrified of what's happening, and then but then they wake up 3 hours later and they're like, oh yeah, this is like the most transformative experience ever. It's like, it seemed miserable.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a bad, it can be a very bad environment to be, tripping in, because there's a lot of people dealing with serious trauma and having like a very uncomfortable time. A lot of just like screaming and
that's
agony.
I think that's what would make me most like petrified of it, because I thought like the whole point of when you're doing that stuff with friends is like, oh, this is supposed to be like a fun group, like a good, like going into it like, yeah, this is a good vibe, I'll explore tonight. If I'm people are freaking out and having all these existential crises. I don't know how that's gonna like help the vibes, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a communal experience you work through.
I don't think it's for fun type of thing.
Not for the faint of heart by any stretch of the imagination.
Having a good time with your friends is not the intention, I don't think.
Yeah. That'd be funny to go into those like retreats where everyone's trying to have like a spiritual experience. Be like, "What's up, guys? I'm just here to party. Let's go. I'm about to get
Like
so
you go,
fucked up."
Yeah,
dude.
you go like as they're all going to the hut, everybody's like, has like the tribal like war paint on, and then somebody's got just like a sixer like with
like some board shorts
Miller,
on.
Yeah, Miller Lite. And be like, oh, yo, you want one, dude? They're pounders, man. Well, second show with me involved, but Nick, you're joining this week, which is always exciting. I did some stats. You may want to correct me if I'm wrong. 38 shows in 2025. Does that sound about right?
39.
39.
Because there was one that was unlisted.
Oh, yeah, the
private.
special. Interesting. Yeah, because you did say the one that was private. That was a really good set list from the last show. Was that part of like someone had a specialized set list, I think? Some song requests?
Oh, that Nick posted?
Yeah.
Online? Yeah, we were thought we were playing 90, and then we actually had to play. We had 3 hours to fill because there was no opener, so we played a lot of songs.
Yeah, I saw that, like a middle break in between. I was like, you guys have finally arrived. Where it's just like...
There was a couple special requests. Chasms.
Yeah.
And Don't Worry.
Very cool.
Which
from our friend Callie J.
Yeah, it's interesting, some of the songs, especially on Spotify, that I've seen taken off. Like Don't Worry is that's a deep cut for sure. That I didn't expect that people, especially that EP. I mean, it's phenomenal, but I didn't think that's not something that I saw would like rise to the top on the Spotify charts.
Yeah, it was the most popular song for a long time until Stuck in Between came out, and then
it was on a popular playlist like a long time ago, and that gave it a lot of traction, I think.
Yeah.
Initially, and now I don't know if it's still on that, but it's still kind of just like lingered.
Yeah, this week I actually looked. You guys are featured on like the general global jam band mix as well, which is pretty exciting. And
still,
yeah,
that song, they've just left it on there for a really long time. It's a nice to be included in like the zeitgeist, I guess.
Yeah,
of just like the jam world.
I see the only world that I don't exist in is Reddit. That's a little overwhelming, but I mean, I'm sure you can.
I'm a Redditor.
Us. Yeah. What's the Reddit scene like? Because I'm so far out of it, I like
interact with the jam band subreddit a lot, and it can be kind of toxic at times, but there's a lot of cool people in there that I meet at shows and stuff that they'll just message me on there and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be at this show." Like, I'm like, "Yeah, cool. Just come say what's up at the merch table or whatever." And then, so I'm doing some grassroots promotion on Reddit. Get like, one or two people to each show.
Is it a balancing act of like staying out of the weeds of like, because you said the negativity, you could probably go down a rabbit hole with that.
Oh, if you're a smaller band, it's not as toxic. They're more supportive until you get to a certain level of success, and then they feel entitled to like criticize you more and, be like, this band fucking sucks, which they would never say about like someone who's like on the rise or like trying to.
Yeah.
I think it's like the bands that people haven't heard of, people are like talking about them because they liked them and are supporting them. But then, yeah, once you get to a point where people who aren't looking for you start hearing about you and start like, when a band starts to get a bunch of buzz and then you just hear their name a lot, people start to have like a reaction to that and start.
And they'll like accuse you of astroturfing.
What's that?
I think that's when
please, and this could go off the
it's when you like have like targeted like marketing and like go into like a platform with like a bunch of people posting about your band or whatever and like making it seem like grassroots. Like someone's accused me of that. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? We have like
hiring plants to like post.
This post has like 5 upvotes. Like,
meanwhile, you guys couldn't be any more supportive of like any other band or like.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
You guys are astroturfing. Wow, I never heard of that.
Yeah, I learned something new today. Astroturfing.
They have all these words like these. The lingo is so dumb. It's another one. Brigading.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that?
Now, are they posting this after like the hiss at 5 a.m. at like the music festivals with like the nitrous tanks? I don't like them.
Probably. I was in a conversation about the nitrous balloons, and I was like, how that's a pet peeve of mine that after shows everyone just throws them on the ground, and there's like, I don't know if you've ever been to like a big jam show and the whole parking lot's just covered in nitrous balloons.
I have just heard
it's like an inch layer of fucking balloons.
Oh, yeah,
like just throw them away, or like
Philly?
just bring one balloon and just refill it or something.
In Philly after the pigeon show, do you remember that?
That's like normal apparently. And
just outside on the street, just covered in empty balloons.
and some guy was like, I'm not gonna reuse my like dirty balloon. I was like, what the, do you like smoke joints with people? Do you like you're paranoid about that?
Yeah, I feel like I would never run into that at a Chalk Dinosaur show. I feel like your
No.
fan base is like, you guys are like Canadians, where like people are like, oh, sorry, let me get out of the way. Oh, let me get the door for you. Sorry.
Our crowd is
Oh yeah.
Our crowd
When did
is
you hear
definitely-
about Chalk Dinosaur back in like 08, 09? Yeah.
our crowd's definitely pretty chill. Doesn't seem like
There's no
one, like,
aggressive.
yeah, no one's like raging too hard or getting too fucked up, which is
There's
a good
only
thing.
been a few times it's been like a supporting act where like somebody's bumped into me, and I'm not usually like, my heart rate doesn't usually get above a certain point, so I'm not gonna like get angry about it. I'm like, ow, hey, whoa, all right, here you go, man. Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, it seems like any new cities like really that spoke to you this year that you hadn't been to in the past?
I need to see a list here.
See if I pulled it up. Oh yeah,
Boston, but we didn't really see Boston too
pull
much.
that up on the screen, Jamie. Yeah,
Tim, can you Google garbanzo beans for me?
So
Okay.
Boston must have been pretty exciting. Played with pigeons, right?
Yeah, we didn't really get to see the city other than the block. That's pretty normal. Like, if we only get there the day of the show to just basically see the 2 blocks next to the venue. So,
Yeah.
A lot of students.
yeah, we were on BU's campus, basically where Paradise Rock Club is. It's like right on the edge of the campus.
Did a few laps around the venue. Looked for parking.
Sat in a lot of traffic.
Did you see that Davis Clark guy?
Yeah, he was no, isn't he in DC? Or wait, no, that's Tony P.
Tony P in DC.
Dude, did you see those 2 met up? Yeah. Oh my god, this is so weird. What, like,
The perfect meeting of the minds.
Davis Clark,
For you who don't.
so bizarre.
Oh man.
Who's that?
He's just like an Instagram influencer, I guess you'd call him, where he just posts about the grinding lifestyle and like,
Oh.
we're going in the office today. Sunday, putting some hours
Yeah.
in. And I'm pretty sure he's gotten like
He wears
demoted
the
like 4
Heisenberg
times.
hat and like kind of just walks around being like, I'm gonna kick this spreadsheet's ass today.
He like brags about hitting the spreadsheets and like fucking, it's so weird.
It's ridiculous.
And like I'm pretty sure everyone's just like gassing him up as like a joke, but then he's like, fuck yeah, like I'm like,
Yeah, I
people
like, can't
love
tell
spreadsheets.
if he's serious or
He's
if
definitely
he's like satire or if he's
it's
actually
definitely
like
not satire with that guy.
I'm like a productivity influencer now. And like,
But I feel like there's got to be people out there that are like continually doing a bit. Like
Yeah,
I would have to imagine.
there
I guess
was
it would have to be really.
Like you really got to commit to it though, and at what level?
And those
especially,
ones where
for,
you're like, is this a bit? I can't tell.
for like 10,000 likes, you're like putting yourself out there.
It's really hard to do, I think.
I don't think I could live with my ugly mug splashed all over the internet, but to each his own.
Tim, you're a beautiful man. It's too
thank you,
late.
sir.
You're already gonna be on camera. So
But any real highlights that you guys like noticed this
Like,
year?
we never answer your question.
Yeah.
I
Amazing cities.
think like in terms of the show, Boston, that was like sold out. Denver
Yeah.
was sold out, although we were opening for much bigger bands, so it's kind of hard to tell like what it would have been like.
Don't need to tell people
for
that.
just us?
Just say we played at a sold out show.
We did.
Yeah.
This is the insider information.
Well, here goes John being, humble again.
I know, I'm just
Here we
kidding.
go.
Actually, you should mention that.
Can't take a compliment.
Oh,
but-
the podcast insider info. Not a lot of people seek it out. So.
Oh, one that I wanted, the U.S. Disc Golf Championship.
That was pretty cool.
Because it seems like not only are you like playing bigger shows with bigger bands, you're also like you playing all sorts of stuff too. And what's also interesting, doesn't really matter what level you get to. Like, you could be Justin Bieber playing a wedding. Like it people want to hear music, and people will like put on a show wherever people are willing to. The road takes you. So
there's definitely a lot of like. It seems like a lot more diehard fans have come out in the last like couple years that are just listen to it on Spotify all the time with their friends, and then are like, become big fans that way rather than seeing shows, or like they didn't even really weren't familiar with the jam scene. They just like the music on Spotify and come to the shows, which is interesting. That's like
that's different, yeah.
That private event we played at Realm in Connecticut. Those guys were just they like listen to Spotify while they're playing on their golf simulator, and like, yeah, you would have loved that place, by the way.
Oh yeah,
that golf simulator was insane.
It's like the best of both worlds, Chalk D and golf.
USDGC, that was like a crowd that they were more interested than. Well, I wasn't sure what to expect. Sometimes when you are playing at an event that's not a music event, but it's an event that happens to have music, kind of like, playing at a disc golf championship as like a, a side show. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's weird because people don't really care about that.
Yeah.
Almost feels like you're imposing on their good time sometimes.
Well, yeah, at the private event that was like that, but at the USDGC they seemed to be pretty receptive to it, and people showed up.
We've developed the ability to like figure out where we're supposed to be without any communication. Like we just show up, and then you just kind of like wander around,
Look
like
for a tent.
Yeah, like we have to do that so much. Like we're able to just figure out where to go and set up without anyone telling us.
Start knocking on doors.
Yeah.
Kind of like it's okay, I'm a limo driver.
Yeah, well,
you just keep getting around.
You
fake it till you make it, essentially. But you guys do have the credentials inevitably that you are going to be playing.
I mean, like,
but
we don't actually
point,
have
like,
any physical credentials, and you just act like you're supposed to be there and no one asks any questions.
Yeah, that's amazing, actually. You could get into pretty much...
Yeah.
That works.
Well, I mean, I've kind of done it. Like the few shows I've been to you, I've gotten my way back into like saying, "They're like, what do you do?" It's like nothing. Carry shit around, and people are like, "All right, cool, man."
If you're carrying a guitar, you could like literally just walk onto it.
Yeah,
like in any stage.
I get to hang out with Thievery. I get to have a beer with Thievery Corporation because they thought I was doing something. I was like, I'm just lugging gear, dude. That's it. But I appreciate that.
Hey, that's something.
Yeah,
that's what they call crew.
Exactly.
Hands.
I've been told by two different people to make a credential, like a fake credential, not fake, but like you can make your own press credential, and you can get discounts on checking bags.
Yeah, the flight media pass, they call it, and these people just make their own pass.
Really?
And present it, and then all the bags are the same price, and the weight limit is double.
Yeah, and like, if you had that at any music festival, like, you could definitely probably get into VIP areas without having a real... not like the big ones where they have like the scan shit, but...
I feel like at music festivals, they have their own... They look a certain way.
Yeah.
Like it's the Secret Dreams, all access pass or something.
Right. That's true. But I mean, like, I guess it just depends on the festival. So, I mean, some of them just,
Yeah. How have you guys been doing with like...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They spelled a couple bands wrong on there, didn't they? Is that the Summer Dance one?
Yum Yum Disco.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah, I don't think that's right. I think Disco is playing that year.
Is that Hootenanny in the Hills?
Yeah, that was the first show after the pandemic.
Oh, okay. Well,
That was like the first one I was like starting to get
I mean, people are probably
interested
bottled
in
up, but
playing.
Yeah.
I was
play
playing on
whatever.
top of a piece of plywood that started like scooting back as I was playing from the vibrations, and it almost came off the stage. Like my whole drum set, like I would have fucking toppled off the back of the stage, which was like 5 feet off the ground. Could have broken my neck.
Man.
And then apparently there was crew members behind me like holding the drum set on stage. I didn't see that happening, but
Yeah. You were too in the zone.
yeah, I guess.
How have you guys like gotten better? Obviously, when you start, you're kind of just driving everywhere. When you adding in like the flying and this and that, do you feel like you're getting the hang of it? Do you prefer one or the other? Is it sometimes easier
Definitely.
to fly than drive? Or
I prefer driving just so we have all our stuff. If it's not like a really long drive. And you can stop and like control your own destiny kind of. But I don't know.
Yeah, the flying is cool every once in a while because you drop your bags off, then you just walk around and
yeah,
do whatever you want till you get there. But yeah, then if you're playing a drum set, it's always different if you're flying because
Yeah.
they're providing that. And then I'm also at the mercy of what they have for me in terms of a guitar amp.
And if the bags show up,
Yeah, we got lucky with we've always gotten lucky with the bags. The only bag we had that got delayed was coming home on our last show we played, our last fly date. It gets tiring though, doing the flying.
Yeah, just navigating all those airports. And like we had we had to catch a connection in Vegas, and our plane landed. Me and John got off the plane, literally sprinted as fast as we could to the next gate, and it was boarding like group 3 or something.
Yeah.
We were running with these Amish guys that were also late. And they were sprinting with us. It was funny.
Oh my god!
Come on, Jebediah.
I mean, it's cool that that's even a possibility because a lot of bands, that's just not feasible financially
Yeah.
to fly 4 people
Or
and all their
logistically.
stuff.
Like Disco can't even, they were saying they have only done like 1 fly date, or because it's just the backline is not possible
right.
for
Their
them.
setup is very, very extensive and kind of like specialized.
Yeah,
It's like we're able to do it pretty much the same because John can bring his keyboard, which has all of his synth patches loaded, which is a big.
yeah.
I mean,
That's a problem for keyboard players.
For me, exactly the same except my guitar amp. Everything else is exactly the same. Pedal board.
But like, could you imagine having
Took
to?
a long time to
And
be
is
able to do.
it more of like in a personal OCD thing that you don't like the sound of the amp, or is it that you think everybody's going to know it will not sound the way that you'd like it to sound?
Oh, using another amp? Well, sometimes, they don't have a good amp, or sometimes the amp, they just don't have an amp. There have been times where
Yeah.
you get there and they don't have one, even though they said they would. And
Yeah.
then you just have to like plug right into the PA system, which it works, but it's
Yeah.
just weird. It sounds weird. And
Not to sound ignorant, would that be like pretty, like, is that common that somebody wouldn't have an amp?
No, that was part of the deal. That was we won't name any names, but that was unacceptable. I think
yeah, that should have been.
that's not normal.
It's always like a little bit chaotic whenever you're trying to figure out backline, like whose drums are we using, what amp are we doing. But I think the more resources you have, the more you can just like make sure that you have what you need.
I think.
Just costs money.
Could you imagine like if every time we did a fly date, you had to take whatever keyboard they got for you and like make all the patches? Like that's what Jake has to do when they do fly dates. He has to be like, okay, for this song, I'm gonna make this whatever tone.
Yeah, like that would only work for if I'm playing piano,
Can you bring like an SD
electric
card?
piano, like you can bring a computer and load your patches.
Is that the only way to do it on like a do they have onboard storage so you can just like put an SD card or a
No, you just
USB?
plug in there's no removable storage, but you just plug it in to your
There's-
computer and then you can load it with
okay?
presets that you can like switch out the sounds.
Do you use like a flash drive, or it needs to be a computer? I guess so you have a screen to like navigate.
Yeah, there's usually an application, like a librarian application.
That's not too bad. I guess, like, as long as they can get the keyboard you want.
Right. Yeah, you could do that and then load it day of the show. I think it's it would work a lot better if you're a keyboard player who plays like meat and potatoes keyboard sounds, like piano, Rhodes, organ, where it's just like just like the standard sounds. Then you could have those anywhere. But yeah, if you're doing like specific synthesizer sounds.
I mean, that's what Jake does, but he has like an actual organ and a real clav and real Rhodes.
Yeah, you have to.
Well, that's when you get the tour bus. It's like meeting you at the city a day early with the 1962 Hammond organ. But that's down the road, gentlemen. So it seems like obviously that one of the lowlights might have been of the tour would have been not having that amp.
That show was rough. That was one of the first ones of the year, I think.
That's not really a state that I visit too often, if I'm being honest with you. It's too muggy.
I like it. Yeah, it's
too muggy at. It's muggy at.
I like it. Like it was it was cool. We have listeners down there, and people like came from other parts of Florida to come see it, which made it pretty disappointing that like our sound was compromised. Like it wasn't, felt like my guitar sounded weird because I didn't have an amp, and Nick's kick pedal broke. And
some guy in the crowd just had a kick pedal that he won at Frick Frack Blackjack, which is like, I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
How many random people just walk around with kick pedals?
No,
it's the only time it's ever happened.
All right.
That is like literally.
I thought
serendipitous.
I thought your brother changing a string like mid song was one of the more impressive things. But
not only
having a kick pedal.
Not only did he have a kick pedal,
mid-show,
but he was like paying attention to like what I was doing, because I was like, fuck. And I was like looking around, and I like took the kick pedal out, and he like immediately just handed me one. And he was like, "Hey, dude, I won this at Frick Frack." I was like, "What?"
The same one.
that kind of wildly leads into like my next like question, like because you were talking, Nick, earlier, like the fan base has definitely expanded, and you're seeing like new regulars at shows, things like that, and obviously now there's a guy who is so in touch with your sound that he has an extra kick pedal if anything goes wrong. What's that been like, seeing the fan base expand in all these like new regulars in new cities?
It's been great. I mean, it's been noticeable. Like, I feel like every time we do a headline show now, even in markets we've never played, there's people there, which is like, that wasn't like that when we started. It just seems like the general population is more aware of that we exist in general.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's like some people. I feel like there's some characters that we started to see frequently. Kind of like come to a lot of shows. Yeah, there's like, and that starting to like recognize a lot of people at a lot of different shows, which is cool.
People will follow us for like 3 or 4 shows in a run.
Yeah.
And then we gotta change up the set list to make sure we're giving them like,
especially in your guys' like genre though, it's kind of cool that you're bridging the gap of like the old and the new, because you still have the, like you said, the grassroots fan base, and people still following you on tour and this and that, but then you also have the evolution of Spotify and streaming. So it's like you kind of get the best of both worlds in this day and age, especially from like the jam community. It's no longer just like, oh, I gotta follow them to see the best of the best. It's like, and people are putting out the recorded shows too.
Like tapers, you mean? Or
yeah, I'm just saying, and like not only that, it's like, I see on the Chalk Dinosaur fan page, people are like, hey, check out this recording of the show from like Roanoke or something like that. So now it's just more, expanded, open for you, more available and things like that.
It's pretty crazy. Like the jam scene in particular, it's like the bands, they record every one of their shows multi-track and make like a multi-camera video. Like the ones that are, their machine is like going, that's like the expectation, which is like pretty crazy to me.
They're also doing a lot more like unique improv, I think I don't know how much of it is actually unique, but like they're doing a lot more improv each show that I think probably warrants that more than our sets.
Yeah, I mean, with those bands, that's the attraction is the live show. That's like the feature of their band. It's not that they put out a lot of albums. It's that's like in place of that. It's like their live content is the most important thing.
And it's different each show, like we could make a multicam, multi-track for every show, and like for a lot of the sets, it wouldn't really be that interesting.
Like a solo might change here and there, but overall, it's not going to like go down a different. You're not going to go on a 5-minute jam in another direction every other time.
Yeah, we don't really have like that option unless John builds it into the set beforehand. So
I'm curious, I don't listen to enough live recordings of bands that I know their music. I actually don't know how much, their shows are the same, how they play songs from show to show. And maybe after like a couple months, like the song, the way they play it has like changed a lot, but from show to show, I don't actually know.
Yeah.
Is that something you keep in mind that you guys are looking to do, is try to match the sound on the album as much as you can live?
Depends, I think.
I want it to sound good. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like I think for something like New Shoes, like
you mean like note, like how the structure is and everything?
Like note for note, like are you having fun with it a little bit more?
Yeah.
Like more loose?
Some parts, yeah. Some parts I'd want to be exactly the way, I like the way whatever, Twin Lakes solo. It's like that's what I want to play.
Yeah.
Every time. But then there's a lot of other parts like in Punch Funk Love and stuff where it's like just open jamming over the bass line.
Because I guess even in like kind of like the spacey synth and like stuck in between, like you can kind of have fun with that too. You can stay on like the note for note, or you could like add and embellish a little bit too. So that makes sense.
Yeah, it's always a matter for me of like, I don't know. It's my mind just works differently with it because the way that I record something and like whatever I put into a recording, that's like the best I can do. That's like my ideal selection of notes and stuff. So it's hard to go away from that unless I feel like it's going to be better and like provide like a better experience to somebody who might be hearing it for the first time. But yeah, I guess sort of thinking about it a little bit more if you're aware that somebody has seen this song a lot of times. But it's also, you think about, I can't remember how a band has played a song.
Yeah.
Like when I think about seeing a band, I don't even remember all the songs they played in a set.
Like
I remember like a couple.
Some people have like a Rain Man ability to like remember that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're looking at them.
Like, yeah, like, or like, for some of our friends.
I could probably tell you every golf shot I've had at every course in like the past 2 or 3 years. Like if you told me like, hey, like you remember this round, like, hey, playing Conley's, I could be like, yeah, I remember on like 17, you and Pat both sprayed to the left. I had one right in the middle. But I think everybody's, music listening experience is different, but it's interesting from your guys' perspective to not only are you producing it, but you're also like, avid fans as well. You're just as big as fans as like new bands as people are of you. So. Oh
yeah. We got into pretty much the reason we're doing this now is because we were such huge fans in like the mid 2010s of jam music and going to music festivals and basically just like, it's weird to have made it to the same stages that we were watching all those bands on.
Pretty crazy, yeah. That's like everything that we envisioned then we've done at this point. Well, which was like playing. At least for me specifically, I was thinking about I want to play at these festivals that I've been to that impacted me and like my friend group, which was like the Workout, Summer Camp, Peach Fest. And then, we got to play a whole bunch of other ones too, but like specifically the ones that had an impact on me personally. And like we've done all that.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
I would like to do a night set on a main stage at a festival where it's like the lights are going and, like the crowd is, there's like flow toys and shit. Like
Like a big festival. I mean,
big festival main stage.
Big what? Night. That was like the closest. Yeah. That was like that, like a sea of people.
Yeah, that's true. That was a good one.
Probably the biggest.
Does it kind of get
crowd I've seen?
Does it get easier as the crowd gets bigger? Because it's like they're happy. You know, it's just kind of like
they're there and they're pissed.
Yeah, they kind of have fun with it.
It totally.
I mean, it's not like Monterey Pop. You're not having like riots, but
I mean, it's counterintuitive. But like, yeah, the bigger the crowd, the less pressure, or not less pressure, but the less nervous I am.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's much better
when it's like 20 people and they're just staring at you, like standing completely still, and you're like, "Oh my god, dude!" You
can like feel the
the
gaze.
tension. Yeah, it's just like, no, I don't know.
But ultimately, like, I mean, you have to kind of get through that, and that's probably where you can really like hone in on your chops. Is like, if you can get through this, it's going to be worth it when there's actually like it's a full crowd, not just.
I mean, I definitely
5 people sitting around. Like,
I try to always play my ass off, even if there's 5 people there, because. First of all, I mean, they paid to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to like mope and like play a shitty show just because like I'm upset that there's not many people there. And also, you know, you don't know who's in the crowd. You know, there could be people there that will either become super fans or like, you know, someone who is, you know, connected in the scene that really liked it or something. So
yeah, even just like even like the venue owners and promoters all know each other. It seems like it's a very small world.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and especially because like, you know, with touring,
and
there might be some guy who back in the 80s had the biggest music bar in, you know, Nashville. You guys maybe play there and he knows somebody from somebody. He's like, hey, I'm not really involved in the music scene anymore, but you should check these guys out. Like, it's who's to say that it doesn't happen that way. But I do think it's what's cool is not only have you guys, you know, achieved all these success, like milestones that you wanted to, but you've definitely put in like the 10,000 hours of work. It's not like, I mean, me and John have talked about it, like, oh, this new band, Chalk Dinosaur. It's not new. You guys have been at this for quite some time.
I think it actually benefits us that we're seen as like new and like new on the scene because it's like more exciting and people are like, once you become like, oh, it's just Chalk, you know, it's
an old band.
That's like they're a legacy act or something, like if you've been around for so long. So
it's true, yeah.
I think it's probably benefits us in terms of image.
How you stay interesting.
Stay fresh.
Yeah.
Stay fresh. I guess, you know, keep putting out fresh music and people can't ignore that.
Now back to like, obviously, you know, you guys like kind of stay on path while you're playing live, but when you're, you know, on show 35, 36, and you played the entire year, you ever like hit a groove where you guys are just feeling it and you're like, this is like the best I've been playing? Like, I feel as like you're like
playing wise?
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're just riding a bike. You're in tune with the instrument completely.
There was one run this year, I forget which one, where I felt really, really solid. I think it was the Baltimore Kicksville time where I just felt like I couldn't play a wrong note. But then there's other times that are the opposite. I don't know.
Yeah, I think whenever we've like played a set a lot of times, because we'll kind of do that, we'll play a set and we'll kind of use it for a bunch of shows, plus or minus a couple songs. And then like, you know, for a different run, we might change it up. But like, for a while, we were playing a lot of these same songs, and I feel like definitely did get to a point where I felt just I didn't have to think at all about what was happening because I just knew, you know, I was so familiar with it. I mean, it took dozens of times of playing, you know, lickety split or something to get to the point where it's like, okay, now, because at first, like in 2017 when I started playing that, I really had to focus to like get all of those parts that I wanted to play, and now it's like I don't have to think about it at all.
Mm-hmm. And then once you don't have to think about it, you can improvise more within the structure of the song and like do, you know, change little things like how you play a certain groove or play a different groove or
build
different
ups,
solo or
fills. Yeah, on guitar too, like build ups and fills, like building up to the end of a section or something, that kind of stuff. You can explore a little more once you played a song and you know how to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, specific run. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was feeling pretty good on the stuff we were playing in October because we were trying to get a certain set that was different than the last time we were in Colorado, and so we could take a video of it.
Yeah.
So we were kind of practicing that set of songs all month with all the shows leading up to that. So I felt pretty good about those. And then, like, I mean, last time we were in Colorado, it was a similar thing. Like, we had 3 shows, and we had played more or less the same set for a little bit of time leading up to that. And, you know, it was just a very comfortable set.
Yeah. Well, I think, sure, like now it's like you said, you guys are so familiar with the music that you have out there. You've played it so many times. It's just like, for you guys, it's got to be, more importantly, just bringing the energy and making sure that, like, just having that attitude that, you know, think every time I'm out here, I might meet a new fan who's never heard Chalk Dinosaur for the first time and try to blow their socks off. And hopefully get them moving and dancing around, because it's always good to see like a new crazy guy or lady dancing in the crowd.
That gets me super pumped up when people are like really like, you see the crowd like jumping around and shit.
Man.
Or like, just grooving.
Do you guys ever get nervous still, or?
Not really. I mean,
I get anxiety, like stress, pretty much before every show.
I think there's a difference between anxiety and nervous, though. Like, you know, the like butterflies before a football game or something. Like,
I get that.
You do? I never.
But I'm worried. I'm not worried about being in front of a crowd as much as I am like things going right technically.
Okay, so you're not worried about someone being like, this guy sucks. You're more worried about like you go to play a note and the guitar's not working and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like, how much time am I going to have to get off stage after we're done?
Yeah. Or you wake up in the morning and or like you're like, wait, where's my amp? Like, shit got stolen.
We surprisingly never forget shit. We have like done it so many times. Like the last thing we forgot was my kick pedal in Washington D.C. that you picked up.
That was great.
That was the day before the Big What, and I had to Ben from Big Something lent me a kick pedal, so save the day. Thanks, Ben.
What do you guys usually do, like when you relax before a show?
Just try to like chug as many of the green room beers as I can before we have to like sound check.
Don't eat anything.
Try not to eat like a big meal, because that'll make me play like shit and be like falling asleep on the kick.
Is that like a tip that you learned from somebody, or did you have to learn it the hard way?
I learned it.
Is it like a trial and error, like a barbecue spot?
Yeah, exactly. We went to get barbecue in Texas, and like before our Dallas show or our Austin show with the owner of our booking agency, and like that was awful. And then like we went to a steakhouse before.
I mean, it was really good.
It was great,
but it was bad because he fell asleep or like wanted to fall asleep.
Yeah, and then the Columbus show, we went to that steakhouse with Rob, and I fell asleep in the green room, and Adam woke me up. I was like, "Hey, you guys are going on stage in like 3 minutes."
A lot of falling asleep in the green room.
Interesting.
For Nick if he eats.
So you're fasting on
yeah,
show
I pretty
days,
much
essentially
fast on days of shows.
Like
I'll eat something in the morning.
Yeah. Are there any but having said that, are there any like food stops that you guys have come across in your travels that you're like, oh hell yeah, like we're going back here?
Culver's, which is fast food.
I've been to plenty of Culver's.
We don't have
good
Culver's.
milkshakes.
Yeah, we don't have that shit here. So like I went
good.
by myself one time when we were in like Wisconsin or something. John was
Michigan.
like in the hotel room. Yeah,
Or was it Wisconsin?
I'm not sure.
With
It
the
was somewhere in the
floozies.
Midwest. Yeah, with the floozies. And I was just blown away. I was like, holy shit. This is so good. It was all I got was like a burger and fries.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was so good.
It's the new change of pace. I know in the Carolinas they have Checkers as a place, which is kind of on the same breath of like Culver's. Not a In-N-Out, I know, is always like a staple for everybody whenever you go out west. Which were you at the show in there was one out in the desert, right? This year you guys played.
Yeah, same but different was last. Wait, was that this year? That was last year.
I feel like it was like it was in the winter time.
Yeah,
but it was towards the end of the year. Correct?
Oh, in the winter.
I think so.
We played in September, at the end of September in California.
Yeah,
Desert Lake.
Always curious, what was that experience like?
That was one of my favorite things
really
we've ever done.
Yeah,
that was just really fun to hang.
just like personality wise, I feel like that was like right up your guys' alley of perfect setting.
It's like a natural, beautiful spot, state park on this massive lake in the desert with mountains, and just like great weather, and it was like a pretty accessible sized festival. It wasn't overwhelming.
We had all our peeps there, so like our cousins were there.
Yeah, we had
Hillary.
multiple cousins, my wife, sister-in-law.
Alyssa's sister was there, yeah. And then the show itself, I don't think I played that good, and I kept hitting the fucking rim of the snare because it was set a little too high, I remember. And I looked at my stick after the show, and it looked like a beaver had like chewed on it. And I was talking to Big B about it, and he was like, "I couldn't get like the level on your snare right." And I was like, "Yeah, I was probably hitting rim shots half the time because like the snare was set weird." And
what are some underrated music cities that you guys have come across?
Chattanooga is pretty cool.
Chattanooga, well, yeah, that was cool.
There's a local band. We played with them, the Afternooners, and they took us to this like rave in this warehouse after our show. It was fucking sweet. It was like you walk down this alley and there's people with glow sticks like this way, and there's no like signs or anything. They're just people standing in an alley directing traffic to this abandoned warehouse.
Yeah,
and they have these giant speakers in there, and it was sweet. They had like a little bar set up.
Yeah, that was one of those things that I've always heard about and seen, but have never been aware of how to go to one of those.
Yeah, I'm not cool enough to get invited to those things.
I don't have the connects.
That was cool. Asheville is always, everyone, that's not really a secret anymore. Everyone talks about that place, but very cool.
Cats out
Kalamazoo. That turned out pretty good, that show.
It's like a college town almost, isn't it?
I don't know. It's in...
I think it's in Michigan.
It was at a brewery in Michigan, yeah. That was a good... People seem to be really into music there at that show. I don't know what else. I mean, Denver, the Colorado cities of all, not Colorado Springs, but Boulder and Fort Collins and Denver were all very like music enthusiastic people.
Yeah.
Connecticut was pretty good. Like
Connecticut, yeah, that was good.
They bought a shitload of merch and were like
They were very
into it, yeah.
enthusiastic. That's kind of how I judge it. Is like certain cities, the crowd seems to be more interested in music, like very engaged in music, and then other places not.
Yeah,
like
it's weird, but true.
And is it like, can you even feel the engagement regardless of whether it's a big crowd or a small crowd? Is it just like is it like little things that you notice, like you'll see a couple people dancing and that kind of is like, all right, like
I think it's like the interactions, like people will come up and talk to you about it, and in certain places, like a lot more people have a lot more to say.
I mean, I do notice like Asheville, like those crowds, like the whole crowd is just like vibrating. Like it's definitely noticeable from a playing perspective.
Denver, Boulder, they're definitely more engaged there to have a good time, loose.
Which is ultimately all you can ask for, is like you're just trying to go out and like, let's just have a good time for the next hour, hour and a half.
No pressure on
3 hours if you
no pressure, but
get
if you
told at the last minute that hey, you guys are going to need to play all night.
Yeah, that's
Can't believe that happened. That
I don't
communication.
Well, joke's on them. You guys have a discography that you could play for 2 days straight.
I know. Thankfully, I mean, like, if you're a touring band, you just have to have like at least 3 hours prepared in case that happens, because it like does happen.
Yeah.
And like, first time that happened, we were in Burlington, and we I think played for 3 hours that night. Actually, like
it's a lot. Yeah, we played
two
just like, what
90s.
Else do we have? Played literally everything.
Played every song
that we could.
Yeah.
as a 2-piece.
Yeah, we have more now, but
And like from a physical standpoint, like what is the longest that you think?
that's like my upper limit.
Yeah.
I mean, as a spectator too, like that's
a
too long
lot.
for me. Like, I have kind of a short attention span, but like I'm imagining in general, that's a lot to ask someone to be paying attention to something for
dude.
more than 90 minutes.
Holy shit, yeah. That's
Like a feature film, 90 minutes.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think that's when you get to like,
Got to be on drugs to
Yeah,
like pay attention for longer than
if
that.
you're going to play for 3 hours, you
that's
need
like
to
the
distribute
stadium tour stuff.
MDMA
like,
to the crowd.
Yeah.
It's just like,
They have to be on like psychedelics or stimulants to actually want that, like be able to be engaged with the music for that long.
we finished our 3-hour set at Farm Jam the one time, and everyone was like, more. I was like, you guys are crazy. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I can't
I
know.
I remember specifically.
you still
I remember
going?
you were like, get me off this fucking stage.
It's like, how are you? Like, this is
Let me go
insane.
get you a natural, or what, American Light.
Hams.
American
the one year.
Nat.
American Light.
Oh my
yeah.
American Light.
They upgraded to Coors Light this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a friggin' just that cooler of unlimited light beer.
That is great.
All the
That was,
designs.
oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a wrap on your guys' tour, but it's pretty exciting that you get to kick things off on a cruise ship for 2026. I don't know if you
Should
should
be
be excited or petrified, one or the other.
I'm
Excited.
a little bit of both. I mean, I've never been on a boat like that.
Yeah.
like
I used to always joke with people I've never been on a cruise because I thought my parents loved me. So that's why I figured I was never on one.
Our dad is like super anti-cruise. Like he's like,
It's such a polarizing thing. You're either a cruise person or not a cruise person.
Yeah, I think that being on like stuck on a boat is
Yeah.
like bugs people out,
I think that's my whole thing.
even if it's a big
And
boat.
now my folks, since everybody moved away and is old, they're all about these Viking cruises.
those would be sick. The river cruises in Europe.
Yeah, that's like their whole thing.
a very-
That's what they live for now. Is like grandkids and Viking cruise.
It's a very
Sounds
clever
good.
name though, because the Vikings, like basically, their diaspora was like through the rivers of Europe.
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, it's incredibly interesting. It's
wanna
just
go
like
on
a
a Viking
level of
cruise
like,
now.
it's like the Viking cruise could be summed up in that Winnie the Pooh like gif where he's like in a suit and tie, like, oh, well, don't mind if I do, on the Danube Trail.
there's probably like less people like, I don't know, being crazy and stuff. Like I've seen the Carnival cruises are just nuts. Like,
Yeah. Speaking of,
People
because
just
I
getting
think I
hammered
saw
and,
that like the poop ship or something.
Yeah, dude. Our brother was telling us about that. I was like, please don't tell me this.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, you guys are familiar
It's a
with that.
documentary to watch after we do the cruise.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
don't do it
nightmare.
beforehand.
They were handing out bags for people to shit in, like, because the plumbing wasn't working because the
Yeah.
power was out.
Sometimes you just make those choices, and to your point, like, don't think about it until after. Like,
Yeah,
recently, this year I was in San Diego, decided to go into the ocean for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, just getting pummeled by waves. I was pretty far out there, and then when I came back in and realized that's where sharks are. Glad I,
Dude, the
Great
older,
whites.
Yeah.
older I get, the less I go in the ocean. I don't know why. I'm turning into a bigger and bigger pussy about it. Like, I'm like, ooh, what was that? Is that a crab? And then I
Yeah.
start thinking about sharks.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
like,
thank
oh,
you.
fuck.
No, thank you.
I just get in water. Like I'll go to the pool and just like I'll put my feet in and just like sit next to the pool.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I've never been a huge water person, but even
Yeah.
less now.
My neighborhood, we have the pool. I never use it ever. Every once in a while, like I'll go night swimming or something like that.
Night swimming.
Well, that I'm not like.
I get cold easy.
I wish I was one of those people that's like, yeah, I go to the Y, swim 57 laps. You
Yeah.
know, like, I don't know. I'm just not that.
I'm not built well enough just to be hanging out at the pool all day. So.
The Jam Cruise, that's like a Mount Rushmore of jam concerts, I feel like. Mm-hmm. It's like Red Rocks, Jam Cruise. I don't even know what else is on that
Mission
level.
Ballroom, probably.
Yeah, maybe like some massive
Fillmore's.
clubs. But like in terms of like events, that's I don't know. It doesn't get much bigger than that in the jam world.
They gave us a great slot, too. I don't know if it's been released officially, so I'm not going to say exactly what it is. But we got a very good, like, late night slot one of the nights.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think New Master Sounds, this might be one of their like final shows, so that'll be exciting too.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. Northside Organ Trio's been playing. That's such a good match.
Did you see them all like sitting in with them and stuff? And
yeah. They probably love each other.
Yeah. Looks like it,
because it's it's cool that like I see you sitting in with a lot of the acts that you guys are playing with, and to your point, like Glenn Struther could absolutely sit in with them. All three, any of them could sit in with each other and like mix and match. They're perfect mix from one another.
So the deal was Northside is providing the gear because they're from England, obviously. Mm-hmm. So Northside is backlining all their stuff for them and just hitting the road with them on all the shows, which is fucking sweet.
Yeah, because I remember they played at the Rex, RIP, and they were, when I ran the college radio station, the New Master Sounds would send in like their EPs or whatever. So I would always like play them, and like they gave us free tickets to the show. And I remember like, I was like, all right, it's the Rex, it's kind of small. I want to go up and say like, hey man, I listened to your. And this, like, the British guy goes, this is why we fucking play, for these people. And I was just like, all right, man. Like, it's like, for a second when he got in, I was like, oh, fuck, he's going to kill me, dude. Like, here we go. But, no, like, ultimately, more than anything, I love that, like, the jam community is just, like, it's like, it feels like Pittsburgh expanded. It's like, oh, thanks. Thank you. Everybody's friendly. I like it.
Everybody is friendly.
Yeah. But until the next point, just stay off fucking Reddit, and then...
That's
when shit gets negative.
it gets very unfriendly.
I mean, Reddit's not unique in that. So, like, Instagram and Facebook are equally terrible.
Yeah.
In the comment sections.
Well, any exciting plans for 2026 for you, Nick?
No, I mean, we're going on this golf trip in Arizona.
Where at?
It'll be fun. Like Scottsdale area.
Waipika? Waikopa?
Oh, Weekapaw.
Weekapaw.
Yeah. I played there. It's nice.
And then there's another, I forget what the other course was that we were looking at, is like...
Stay at a Scottsdale mansion, Airbnb.
Yeah, see our cousin Bobby.
Scottsdale is really cool. Good pizza, surprisingly, too.
Good tip.
I don't know if I trust their pizza. Like, they're way too far from New York.
Well, they cook it on a rock.
They just leave it in the sun, yeah.
Desert pie.
There's not enough Italian, fourth generation Italian immigrants there.
Yeah, it's also true. What about, so you guys are working on a new album? Mm-hmm. Ensemble, duo, or ensemble?
Ensemble. Yeah.
Ensemble is like on the, that's a big one on the docket. Coming up December 13th, recording it. And probably spending the next several months finishing it, producing it.
Fuck, I gotta practice.
I mean, Nick's got a whole bunch of songs that are just
I know.
Going.
He's just too bashful to admit that he's working on some magic over there, but Nick's had some exciting stuff in the works.
Every once in a while, I hit the right notes, but it's too far and few between. I need to
Yeah, don't sell yourself short, Nick. You
up the ratio.
There's some magic in there. There's some magic happening. Well, that's it for me for this episode. Unless you guys have anything else.
Right. Is it time to change clothes now and do another one?
Yeah, we got to keep continuity. All right, ready to cut it?
Oh yeah.
Gotta end. 3, 2, 1.
Nick, you didn't do it.
I did. I made a fart noise.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
It was right on cue.